All right, Saints wrapped up little OTAs today, the first day that the media was allowed to go out there and check out the full squad. Of course, they had rookie minicamp back last week. And the most interesting nugget of the day that the media was allowed to check out was how the offensive line lined up. And this is something that we've talked about now since the draft. The Saints have options, and they have heavily invested in that offensive line. You take Cesar Ruiz, first round. You take Trevor Penning, first round. You take Taliese Fuaga, first round. You take Kelvin Banks, first round. And you've got McCoy, who you took in the second round. That's a lot of draft capital to pump into one position. And it's obviously very, very important to Mickey Loomis and Ireland and all those guys that have been there for a while. And then you've got Kellen Moore, who is now on their page. But what we didn't know is how that was going to line up. Did Trevor Penning do enough at right tackle to warrant staying there? Did Taliese Fuaga acquit himself well enough at left tackle to stay there? Did they draft Kelvin Banks as a swing guy or with one firm position in mind, be it left tackle where he played at Texas, be it right tackle where there could be a hole that Trevor Penning loses? Well, we got maybe some of the answer today. The Saints began OTAs, and the first offensive line, left tackle, Kelvin Banks, first-round pick, Texas. Left guard, Trevor Penning, moving over from right tackle. You've got McCoy at center, Ruiz at right guard, and Taliese Fuaga moving over to right tackle, where he starred at Oregon State. I got to say, I'm a little bit surprised. I thought Taliese Fuaga's performance last year as a rookie left tackle in that league was pretty damn good. And I thought that's where he was going to play. Now, that may be naive, but he felt a little more proven than Kelvin Banks. Like, clearly, you draft a guy ninth, you feel like he's got something. But he's not proven against the edge rushers in the National Football League. He's just measurables at this point. But they feel like that's what they want to look at first. And I say, great. And it goes back to what we talked about earlier this week. If Kelvin Banks hits, and he's as good as you think he is, which clearly you think he's great, if he's going to take Taliese Fuaga's spot, who was as good a rookie as there was at left tackle last year, and Penning shows what he did at right tackle in the run game at guard, and the limitations that he showed you in pass protection on an island at right tackle are lessened greatly by moving him inside to guard, you could have an offensive line that you could control theoretically for 3, 4, 5 years. And that is gold. And it's crazy how fast this can flip, because this time last year, we were looking at that offensive line going, well, we don't think Penning can play a lick at left tackle. Fuaga might be the right tackle. I don't know. What are they going to do? Is Nick Saldiveri good enough to play at guard? And Ruiz, like, he's not very good. Like, it was a mash unit, and we thought it was the complete liability of the team. And I'm not here to tell you that I think the Saints are going to dominate up front this year. But you now know a lot more about Fuaga than you did. You feel, however incrementally, better about Penning than you did. You've got another first-round pick that they feel good enough about to move Fuaga. And then you've got nearly an all-pro center in McCoy. And now, maybe they're not elite in 2025, but maybe they are in 2026. And guess what? They fit the criteria I've been barking about like a clown for 2 years. They're young and they're cheap. They're young and they're cheap. And you've got to get those guys into the fold. So the upside here is awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. There's downside. Maybe Penning can't play guard. He's out the window after this year. You didn't pick up his option. You don't re-sign him. He's gone. Maybe Banks can't play left tackle in the NFL. And then you might have to switch him back. And, like, it's not, you're not done. Like, this is not etched in stone. Saints have this figured out, moving on up. But what are we looking here for the Saints? We're looking for upside. I'm not asking for Tyler Shook to make the Pro Bowl this year. I'm asking for him to play to a level where I go, that might work. I'm not asking this offensive line to dominate week in and week out. I'm asking him to look at, this might work. There's something here. And if you can get enough of that out of 2025, we can start to look at 2026 and go, okay, this has a real chance. Again, I'm well aware. It is May. They are not putting on the pads and playing an opponent for 3.5 months. I got it. I'm not trying to overreact. But right now, all the Saints have to show us is a plan. Because the product is what it is. It's not going to be that great. But if the plan makes sense, that's all we can hope for at this juncture. And then you start to take your steps. And then you start to evaluate the rest of this draft class. I don't know where any of those guys fit in at this point. I know where Banks fits in. And if that works, you could have the foundation of your offense moving forward under Kellen Moore. We don't know everything about Kellen Moore, but I can tell you this. He called plays behind one of the best offensive lines in football in Dallas. And then he went to L.A., and then he went to Philly, and he called plays behind one of the best offensive lines in the NFL in Philly. And he scored a lot of points doing it at both of those spots. So clearly, that's a massive deal to him, as it would be for anybody. This has got to be the first thing the Saints hit on. And if it is, it's a great foundational piece moving forward for the franchise. Hey, it's On. Thanks for watching Hunt on Saints. Before you leave, help us out a little bit. Hit that like button, leave your comments in the section below, and hit that subscribe button so you get all our content right here from Hunt on Saints. We'll see you next time.